OT, what you talking about, boy? OT, what you talking about, boy? OT, what you talking about, boy? OT, you be talking that. OT, what you talking about, boy? OT, what you talking about, boy? OT, what you talking about, boy? OT, you be talking that. I'm on that radio, I speak it though. What's on your mind is deep though. We'll speak it though. We on the air, just take it there, I'ma take it there. Hold up. Yeah, I'm talking about it, but I'm real about it. I speak on it, but don't catch films about it. We can chop it up like it's nothing, baby. Things that have you like, wow, now that's crazy. Now I know you didn't, just take it there. Yes, this that OT show, baby, where we take it there. Like ATL, Friday, 7 p.m. straight to 9. This that OT show, baby, now we on that line. What you talking about, boy? OT, what you talking about, boy? OT, what you talking about, boy? OT, you be talking that.
What's going on, everybody? We're back here live here on the OT show. We got a very good show for y'all today. Today we're bringing on award-winning actress Miss Amanda Henn is going to be joining your boy here on the show. You know, she's an actress, a model, producer, director, and a public figure. And we're going to get into her journey through Hollywood and what is she doing right now. And I'm so happy to have her on. Make sure you hit the subscribe button and go ahead and subscribe to the OT Radio Show 1 YouTube page. And make sure you hit me up on IG, OT Radio Show, right there. Y'all see it? It's at OT Radio Show. Make sure you hit me up on the IG. Yes, that is my IG for my page. And we got a very, very good show. Hey, if you missed the 4 o'clock, the noon show that we had our best-selling author, Miss Maraca, joined your boy here on the show all the way from Italy. She joined your boy, and hopefully we have all 6 of them going to be joining your boy, talk about their book Lady X. But hey, if you missed it, make sure you go back to the YouTube page, OT Radio Show 1 YouTube page. Hit the subscribe button, hit the replay button, and watch. It was a beautiful show. I love the interview. I love the energy. Like I said, we bring authentic interviews here on the show when we have discussions with everybody, because we want everybody to be them. And I love it. And I'm glad that y'all are joining me here on this 7:15 episode here. 7:15, the reason why I said, because that's what time our interview starts, at 7:15. But we here. Much love to everybody who joined us. And she is here live and direct. Miss Amanda is joining us right now. Our producer says she's in. Let's go ahead and bring her in. Yes. Hello, T.
Hey, darling. How are you tonight?
I am good. How are you?
Well, I'm recovering from going to California last week.
Well, listen, I am glad I have finally got you on the show.
Oh, you are so sweet. I'm glad to finally be on your show.
Yes. So I want to give all our people who's listening and people who's watching, I had told them that you are an award-winning actress, model, producer, director, so on. And I want you to give them a little bit about you through your journey through Hollywood. So the floor is yours, and let's rock out.
That journey can be bumpy sometimes. Really bumpy. But can you imagine this little old girl from Center, Alabama? Everything that's ever happened in my life has just been, it just happened. Mm-hmm. From this little bitty town in Alabama, walking through a department store in Atlanta, Georgia. And somebody decides that they want me to model clothes for a Rich's department store. Wow. When I was like 16 years old, this woman walks up to me and she says, "Would you like to be in the fashion show?" And I said, "What? Are you nuts?" And I didn't even know what a fashion show was. That's how stupid I was. And she kept on. She came up to me because I was tall and skinny. It as long as you look like a 14-year-old boy, you can be a model. So, I mean, she kept on and kept on. And I said, well, do you get free clothes? And that's what sold me on it. But then a couple of years after I did that, this agent was in the audience and signed me. And I did my first show in New York, New York Fashion Week, when I was 19 years old.
Wow.
And it's been crazy ever since. And, you know, modeling, I was a Calvin Klein model. And after that, you know, just doing commercials, you meet producers and directors and all that kind of stuff, because that's where they want to go, is to make movies. Right. And that's where it all started. It's just craziness. Everything that's ever happened to me has been happenstance. I didn't plan any of this stuff.
Well, listen, I mean, you know, you've been in some good projects, California Love, you know, Table 13, you know, some tremendous projects.
California Love has, the name has changed to The Fight That Never Ends. And it is a true story, and it's gonna premiere on the Lifetime channel on October the 18th. And I mean, you have Alan Payne from The House of Pain. You have Krista B. Allen from Revenge. You have Robert Richard from Coach Carter. Drea Michelle. Oh, I know you know Drea. And me.
Right, and you.
And it is a true story about a girl from Madison, Wisconsin, who, you know, through the perils of just growing up, she got to LA. She was working on, you remember The Dating Game, that television show, and The Newlywed Game. She was working for those shows. And she just felt like something was missing from her life. So she picked up some food one night, and there was a flyer about a man in South Central who he just had a house there that people in South Central would come there and he would help them. I don't know how he even got enough money to help people, but he would give them like tickets to ride the bus and stuff like that. I mean, feeding people. And she went there, and she wanted to work. And he was like, "Oh, girl, you're this Jewish girl from Madison. What do you know about South Central?" And he didn't know, but she had been a swimmer with University of Nevada, Las Vegas. She was an All-American swimmer. So when they were trying to raise money one time, they find out she knows all the basketball players because she was in the same dorm with all these basketball players who became big NBA stars. So she knew then, and she went there and she worked every weekend for Mr. Watkins, and that's who Alan Payne plays. And he became her mentor. And then one day she meets Jay Hunter, who is a gang member, and she falls in love with him. And this all happened in the 90s when you had the LA riots and all that going on. And all she learned from Mr. Watkins and, falling in love with Jay, they start their own project to bring the Bloods and the Crips together to stop the fighting. Because that used to be what they did. They'd just go into one area and shoot up this one and go. And they came together to stop the violence. And it worked. And back in the 90s, they were on every talk show known to man, like Montel and everything. And they talked about this project that they had to bring people together in the community. And that's what this movie's about. And it is I mean, it is so wild. We finished shooting the movie 2.5 years ago. It takes forever to get it all together. And, people think you go out and make a movie and it's on the big
Right, the big screen the next day.
That's not how it works. But going through post-production and all that kind of stuff. And of course, the pandemic didn't help it either. Yeah. But look at the time this is coming out. It could not be at a time that we need it more.
Yes.
That with what has gone on in the last 3 years, George Floyd, all the Black Lives Matter movements. And I was just watching some clips the other night of it. And I played my role in the movie. I was a political consultant. And when I heard this line that I said, I didn't even remember saying it. At the end of the day, the voters are going to believe what I tell them to believe. Now, where have we heard this before?
What?
I almost fainted when I heard myself say that. I was like, what?
Yeah.
Did I write for Donald Trump?
Right. I was about to say that. I was about to say it.
To be this country woman that I am, to have, I had grandparents that were really involved in the civil rights movement. And, we were the only Jewish family in this little bitty town. And to have met, Martin Luther King and all the people that I met as a kid, it was so instrumental in who I am today, because it gave me that awareness that if we're not all together, we're doomed.
Yeah,
we're doomed.
Yep, that's actual fact.
And from now, for the rest of my life, I really want to make a difference. It's not important about, celebrity and all that jazz. That's just stuff that doesn't matter.
Right.
The stuff, if we don't come together and finally get equality forever, we might as well just forget America as we know it. I mean, look at the stuff that's going on.
Yep. I agree with you.
And when I come to I'm 67 years old. When I come to this part of my life, I have to look at it with eyes wide open, that I thought we had progressed so far, but we have not.
We haven't. Not at all.
Not at all. In fact, I think we've gone backward.
Yes, we have.
Because what I think the people that are causing this trouble, they have seen that they have treated all of us minorities so poorly, and they see themselves in the near future being in that minority.
Yep.
And they're trying to hold on to every bit of power that you have. But honey, you're wasting your time. It ain't gonna do you no good.
Because it's gonna.
We finally gonna have a say in this little thing.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. You speaking the truth.
Say amen. God is
amen.
Good. All the
time. All the time. And all the time.
God is good.
There it is. I love it.
I'm taking everybody to church. I had this one. I've got to tell you this story because it's really important to me. I was raised by a lady. My mother worked 7 days a week. That's just how it was. She had a florist. My daddy had a business. Nobody was ever home. So God, if I hadn't had a babysitter, I would have been in trouble. But Minnie was more like, she was a mama to me. And here's this little Jewish girl that would go to temple on Friday night, and I'd go to the AME church on Sunday. And I didn't really know what I was, but I would go, and she taught me to sing all of these songs that were so dear to her, like His Eyes on the Sparrow. That's my favorite song to this day.
Wow.
And when I was 6, she took me to church one Sunday, stood me on the piano bench, told the person playing to play it. And I just sang it like a little bird, honey.
Oh,
why should I feel discouraged? And why should the shadows come? I'll never forget it.
You're about to take me to church. You're about to take me to church.
You didn't think that was coming, did you?
You're about to take me to church. You're about to take me to church.
I am an honorary member in so many AME churches you would not believe. I'm a member in probably 1,000 AME churches.
Churches, really?
Yeah. And it's such a wonderful part of my life, that there's no place like it. No place like it. The only thing is you get real hungry.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do.
About 1:30, I'm ready to eat.
Oh man. So now let's talk about right now. Because I know you just got finished doing the movie California Love. What other new projects that you have going on, or something new that you're going to be doing? Because you just came back from California.
I just came back from California, and I was with my best friend in the whole wide world, John Nicholson, who you interviewed before.
Yes.
And we went to his movie premiere last Friday night. Blue Moon Ball.
Yeah.
And it was so much fun. I've never been to it's a Hallmark movie, and it will be on Thanksgiving night, and everybody write that on your calendar. Because John is he is one of the best actors you will ever meet in your life, and he's just the best person. He's the best dad. It's just a joy to watch a man that loves his child so much, and he's so present. The generation that I am, your fathers were not present at all. They came home, they sat down, everybody got them what they wanted. You watched the television show they wanted to watch, and you kept your mouth shut. But that's not how John is. He is so present, and he's just there. And I've never seen a man like that before. I'm just so happy to be a part of it. And his son, Phoenix, is like my own grandchild. But John and I are working on a new television show.
I can't wait. So yeah. Okay. So are you going to give me a little bit of details about it?
Yes, I will. Okay. I'm playing his mother.
Wow.
And he's going to have a Jewish mother. Because he's going to be the story line goes that John has lost his wife, and I'm an old Hollywood actress in Broadway, and I leave my acting life and go help him raise his son.
Wow. And
that's the storyline of the television show.
Okay.
And I'm the zany crazy one. And he is this, because he's played detectives and, on television shows, but he was a corporate person in his past life.
Right.
And he plays this real conservative, businessman. And I'm there putting spice in his life. And we have these zingers all the time, and it's going to be so good. But it's showing a black dad in a light that they've never been shown before. Usually on television shows and movies, they are not shown in a good light. They're drug addicts, alcoholics, chasing women. That's not John. It's going to show him as the best dad you've ever seen. And how his son feels so at ease with him. And he does, to ask him anything. And it'll show then, like walking on the beach and him asking him all kind of questions and stuff like that. And it's just it just makes my heart sing. But I get to come and, John's character's like, we want to fit in, we want to. And I'm like, honey, this child is black. We're gonna make sure and I'm taking him to, African American museums, and he's in a
Big old John right there.
play, and I come dressed up in my Nigerian outfit. You know.
And big old John right there. You see John right there?
Hey, John, I love you, darling.
That's my guy. That's my guy. I love it. I love it. I love it.
He's just, I just love him. He's just my best friend. We talk, and last week we had the best time. And as many times as I've been to California, I've never been to the beach.
Wow, really?
Never.
All the time you've been to California, you never went to the beach.
Last weekend, he took me to Malibu, and I was like, holy cow, how's these people afford these houses?
Wow. John, what's going on with you? I see you watching. We appreciate you. We love you, man. We love you, man.
Oh, he's just so special. I'm telling you. And we both have, you know, we're doing some other stuff, and we were helping each other with lines, and we're driving to Camarillo is where his Blue Moon Ball premiered. And, you know, I'm really I'm private and I'm spooky. You know, I don't understand people that like to be in magazines and stuff like
that. That right?
I'm like, oh no. You know,
but hold on, wait a minute. But you was a model. So,
I know it's all crazy, you know. But you got to remember where I came from. You know,
small town Alabama. So what was that small town in Alabama? What was the name of it, and how was it for you, like right now? Because it was a real small town. So how many people was it in that small town?
2,500, and it was the county seat. So the whole county didn't have more than 5,000 or 6,000, I don't think.
Wow!
And it's a big county.
Wow!
And I was, you know, I didn't think it was any different, but. You know, we went to Temple in Rome, Georgia, if you know where Rome, Georgia is.
Yes, I do.
So that was the biggest town. And we went to Atlanta maybe 3 or 4 times a year. And, you know, I was
blown away from the big towns, right?
I mean, there was a department store. It's part of Macy's now, but it was the richest department store. It was the biggest department store in Atlanta. And it was like 10 floors tall downtown. And I remember one time I got lost I was riding the escalator because I thought it was a ride at the amusement park. And when I discovered I was lost, I panicked. You know, I'm never going to see my mama again. You know, that kind of thing. And I was screaming and carrying on. And finally they got on the loudspeaker and go, if y'all know this kid that's screaming, y'all better come and get her.
Wow.
But going from Center Alabama to Atlanta, Georgia, it was like,
yeah.
And now it's 10 times as big as it was then.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Wow. So
I know, honey. I've done blown your mind. and yes, I'm on TikTok. I have about 210,000 followers on TikTok.
Wow.
And that just happened by chance. I was in LA and I had lunch with Krista Allen. And she was on Revenge. And she's just precious. I love her to death. But she was like, you need to get on TikTok. And I said, what's TikTok?
Right.
And she said, download the app, watch some videos, and do it. So I did. And they called me the cussing grandma. And during this past year, I've only been on it about a year. And, you know, all through last year, I was, you know what I was cussing about. Trying to get rid of him. And I did. But I mean, and the more I cussed, I had one video that had 3 million views.
Wow.
Because I cussed like a sailor. But I have stopped the political stuff. Because I woke up one morning and I I was just filled with anxiety. You know, I just couldn't do it anymore. And I decided that I was going to stop it. And because if I'm glad that I did what I did, because I think it made a difference in people voting. And we really worked on the Georgia Senate races. And I was a group of a bunch of political TikTokers. And on Friday evening, we would have a YouTube show, and we did the whole 9 yards. And we, you know, I decided that if I sound just like the other side, am I any better? And I had to really look at myself and go, your grandmother would wash your mouth out with soap if she could hear you right now. And my grandparents made a difference without doing that.
Yep.
And so I started this thing called Backyard Journeys. And I went out in my backyard and I said, hey, neighbors, we're all neighbors here. You know, it doesn't matter what, you know, growing up in a small town, nobody ever asked what political side you were on. If their house burned down, you went and helped them fix it. If somebody was sick, you went and took them food. It didn't matter what color they were, what political stance they were in. It was just, you know, in a small town, if you don't help each other, you all gonna go down the tubes together. Because they wouldn't, you know, wasn't nobody rich in a small town. You know, some people thought others was rich, but in the
really
terms of what people really are, they may have had a little bit more than somebody else, but that wasn't saying no lot.
Right.
But, you know, I watched my grandparents and my mother, you know, being in the florist business, I watched people at their happiest times and the worst of their times. And I watched my mother. My mother always had a heart for people that were really, really poor. And I bet over the years, I watched her give away $1 million. And just, you know, if a family came in that couldn't afford the family flower, she gave it to them. And if somebody couldn't afford to get wedding flowers, she took care of it. And she never told anybody. I just watched it.
Right.
And I knew that regardless of what happens to me in my life, that's how I want to be. And when I looked back at the past year, I said, I got to get back to that. Instead of screaming and carrying on, you got to live it. Talk it. And that's what I intend to do with the rest of my life. And I do these stories now called Backyard Journeys. And I take people to historical places and I tell them about historical people that's changed our world. And this past week, I drop them the Backyard Journeys on Saturday. And this last Saturday, I did a man in Evansville, Indiana, that he was a ruthless businessman, but he built a library and paid for it, even into the future. He did a trust so it would be funded forever. And it was the first library that was ever totally integrated. And it didn't matter what religion you were, what race you were, what gender you were. That was his doing. And his home in Evansville, I did the story of the house. It was built in 1840. And he built a tunnel from his house all the way to the Ohio River, which was 4 blocks away. And it was one of the most important stops in the Underground Railroad.
Wow. So you have that on your Backyard Journey.
Yeah. Because, you know, if we don't get back to what's really important, it's, and I'm going to keep on doing it. You know, it doesn't get the views that those ranting, crazy videos got.
Right.
But I know if I keep it going, eventually people will see
Yep.
that what's really important. It's
I like
not
it.
about power and money. It's about what you do with it.
Yep. I love it.
So that's what I've been doing, honey. And that's what's really important to me.
I love it. I just love it. I just love the story. I just love it. And I'm definitely going to check
Just follow me on TikTok.
what is on your TikTok. Which one is it on?
It's Amanda Henn Official. And I post it on TikTok, on Instagram, and Instagram is Amanda Henn Official. And I post it on my YouTube channel.
Mm-hmm.
And I put it on Facebook. You know. I'm scared of Facebook.
Why? Well, I mean, Facebook is just the
It's some crazy stuff going on here, baby.
Yeah, a couple of crazy things is going on Facebook, but it just Facebook. All the people, and I start to realize this, right? So all the people that work for Facebook have started the TikToks and the Instagrams and everything else. They all one group. They all one group. All on one group.
I tell John, I'm afraid to pull up Facebook. I'm afraid it'll blow up when I pull it up.
Well,
He's
hey,
got
listen.
some wonderful fans, honey. It was just wonderful to see him.
Mm-hmm.
It was the first premiere I'd ever been to where fans were there.
Wow,
And
really?
Yeah. And it was just a joy to get to watch the interaction. Normally they don't get to see us when they go to see a movie.
Yep.
And it was like,
everybody coming up to you. Oh, thank you. Wow.
It was fun. It was a lot of fun.
I like those kind of premieres. Well, listen, I appreciate you so much.
Oh, honey, I appreciate you too. We didn't go the usual way of everything, but I just talk.
No. Actually, tell you the truth, these are the kind of interviews that I love because it gives backstories. It gives who the people are, right? Yeah. So now people got to know who you are from.
Oh, honey, they know who
17, I am. Look, from the age of 17 all the way to now.
67, baby.
67. See, y'all heard it. 67.
Because, honey, I always tell my age because there's a lot of people makes it this old.
Yes, that is true. That is true. And that's why it's a blessing. That's why
it's a blessing.
It's a true blessing.
My aunt lives with me. I watch after her, and she's 92.
Wow.
So I'm going to be here a while, baby.
Wow. Yes, you are. But tell Auntie over there, hey, what's going on with you?
Honey,
how are you?
She's fun. She writes poetry.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
I can't write.
I love
John will tell you I can't write. I can't spell. I went to school in Alabama. What do you expect?
Oh, man.
And can you imagine me in New York City when I was 19? When I was at Studio 54?
What? Wow.
And I was like, what are people doing?
Wow.
I didn't know. I was like a country bumpkin from hell. And I was like, what is in people? Are they putting headache pillars up their nose?
Wow.
They had to watch everything I said.
Yeah. Ain't that something? You have lived a very beautiful life. You have lived a very beautiful
Wait
life.
till John comes on and tell you how well I drive.
What? Oh, see, I'm going to have to ask John. I'm going to have to hit John up there.
They know when they see me coming to get off the road. I've driven in LA twice over the many years. I was in the back seat, PA driving me or a Uber or whatever, and I drove. And I was like, I never paid any attention where I was. I was like, And when you get out there and you get in the car and there's like 10 lanes on each side, and it's like, oh my,
Yeah, LA is something special. LA is something special. I listen.
you should
I
have
remember.
Phoenix to come on and he'll tell you how I drive.
Oh. Well, let's try to make that happen.
He's a fabulous actor. He starts filming a pilot tomorrow.
Uh-huh.
He's playing a boxer.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
He's
Hold on. I
fabulous.
think John just said it.
Drivers beware.
Well, listen.
I love you, honey. Thank you so much for having me tonight.
Thank you. Because I remember when I was interviewing John and you was commenting, and I was like, "Who is that lady right there?" Yeah, right?
That's my son.
And now, and now to see you, and now even to have you is amazing. So thank you.
Well,
You
it's
so
such
much.
an honor to be John's honorary mother because John's mother passed away and
Mhm.
she was a fabulous woman and he loved her. Oh my God. And now I get to be his other mama.
Well, right. Blessings always come, no matter what it is. Blessings always come. Thank you. Listen, I appreciate you. We got to keep in touch. We have to
Okay,
keep in
darling, we
touch.
got to.
Yes.
Don't forget October the what date did I
What-
tell you? October the
What's the
18th,
18th? Yep, October 18th.
8 o'clock
8
Eastern
o'clock.
Standard Time. The fight that never ends.
Fight that never ends.
Everybody's got to watch it because it's exactly what is going on today.
No problem. We're gonna matter of fact, how about this? We try to we'll get you back on.
I'd
Um
love to.
we'll get you back on the day before and for we can go ahead and talk about it.
And don't
Again.
forget John's movie, Blue Moon
Blue
Ball,
Moon, yup.
Thanksgiving
Giving.
night.
Yep, we can't forget his. Oh yeah, John, John. No, I appreciate you.
Thank you so much for having me.
Back on, and I hope that you do so. Yes. Well, thank you so much. I appreciate you. Much love to you. And listen, I'm glad you're back from California. Get some rest. Enjoy yourself. Back at home for a
When you're as
minute.
old as me, it takes a few days.
That's right. And hope to see you soon because now since people get to travel because people got vaccines and stuff like that. Hope to see
I
you.
have both of mine.
Listen,
And
me
don't
too.
forget, you can download my newest record on any downloadable site. Amanda
Ah.
Henn, It Had to Be You.
Ooh, let's talk about it. Yes.
Honey, and John will tell you, I met a record producer at a funeral.
What? Okay.
I told you everything happens crazy. Who goes to a funeral and meets a record producer? I swear to God, it's been that way all my life.
Oh,
We go to a funeral of a friend of ours' mother. He's a pretty famous director. And that funeral was like a Broadway show.
Wow. But the fact that you met a and you got her see, you know what? You said it. You said, listen, my life right here.
Honey, when it's time, God will make it happen. I've always said, you think you have dreams? Honey, God has dreams that you couldn't even possibly dream.
Yep.
I never thought about none of this. I'm telling you, never thought of none of it. And if you just keep your heart open, and I don't care what people do to you or anything, you got to keep your heart open.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're available, He'll make it happen.
Yes.
But it's not for my glory.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And you got, don't ever think any of it is about you, because it's not.
Yep, I agree.
If you're not willing to tell that story and keep your heart open, nothing's going to come your way. Why would it?
Yeah.
Look at all of them that had all this success and everything, and look, if they don't keep it open and ready to tell the story about that's not about them, you see them go
right straight down.
out.
Yep. That's the truth. That's the truth. Well, thank you again. I
Thank you, darling.
appreciate you. Thank you. Much love to you. We got it, and we will be keeping in touch. Much love. Thank you, John, for bringing her to me. Thank you, Leslie,
John. Thank you,
thank
Leslie.
you, Leslie.
Leslie Logan, the best PR person in the world.
Because I
Upscale
appreciate
PR.
y'all. I appreciate y'all. I definitely make
She
sure
keeps
y'all
me
check
out of trouble.
She do. Keep you out of trouble. That's a good thing. But make sure y'all check it out. October 18th, 2021, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. The fight. And
that never ends.
That never ends.
And it never does.
Nope. So the fight that never ends. So we're gonna try to bring you back before
I'll be here, honey.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you again. Much love to you. Enjoy your weekend. Be good. Get some rest because you had a good week with John out there in Cali.
It was so much fun.
So go ahead and get your rest, and I appreciate you.
Thank you, darling. Have a wonderful evening.
You too. Thank you. Oh, good show, y'all. Like I told y'all, beautiful. I appreciate the authentic of all our guests, and this was definitely authentic, down to the T. She had a story for us. We heard the story. We loved the story, and make sure y'all go ahead and hit her up on Instagram, on TikTok, Amanda Henn. She's everywhere. Like she said, she's everywhere. So y'all make sure y'all go ahead and check her out, and make sure the fight that never ends, October the 18th, 2021, and premieres. Make sure we check for everybody. Can if y'all want to have conversation, y'all want to talk to her, y'all get to have that. And I like to thank everybody for joining us, listening, and having conversation. I appreciate y'all. Once again, we had an all-star Friday. I love it. Much love to everybody. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Be good, be positive, stay safe out there, y'all, and make sure you love everyone. Make sure you love them. I love y'all. Peace.